Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, Punishment and Reward of Kali, verse number 36. Kalir Uvacha Yatra Tvavata Vatsyami Sarvabhauma Tavadnaya Latsaye Tatra Tatrapi Tvamatesu Sarasanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. O your Majesty, though I have lived anywhere and everywhere, under your order, I shall but see you with bow and arrows wherever I look. Purport. The personality of Kali could see that Maharaj Parikshit was the emperor of all lands all over the world, and thus anywhere he might live, he would have to meet with the same mood of the king. The personality of Kali was meant for mischief, and Maharaj Parikshit was meant for subduing all kinds of mischief mongers, especially the personality of Kali. It was better, therefore, for the personality of Kali to have been killed by the king then and there, instead of being killed elsewhere. He was, after all, a surrendered soul before the king, and it was for the king to do what was required. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Hare Krishna. So, today we are discussing a verse from Canto 1, Chapter 17, Punishment and Reward of Kali, verse number 36. The background of this verse is when Maharaj Parikshit has taken over the kingdom of Hastinapura after Yudhishthira and all Pandavas renounced the kingdom and went to the Himalayas. So, it was the duty of a king to make sure that all the people in his kingdom follow the Dharma. And to do that, once Maharaj Parikshit went around his kingdom to check that whether the citizens are following the orders of Dharma. And it happened that he seen a person who is beating a cow and a bull with gada, club. And it was said that the king's duty is to make sure not only the citizen, those who are human beings, only to be protected, even the animals, everyone has to be given a protection. Unlike nowadays, they only just think about the population of human being, but sends the poor animals to the slaughterhouse. But during Maharaj Parikshit time, he was not only taking care of the human beings as well as all the animals, that they should also be safe, peace and happy in his kingdom. So when Maharaj Parikshit seen this is a man who is beating cow and bull. And there is a description of this man, how he was looking. It says, this man has dressed himself like a king. He has dressed himself like a king, but his bodily complexion was fully black. So this person was beating the cow and bull with the club. And when Maharaj Parikshit has seen, moreover he has also seen when this person was beating the bull and cow, what was the reaction of the bull and what was the reaction of the cow? They are not running away. Ideally, you try to beat any animals or any person. What is the response of it? Run away. Right? Whereas this both the personality, cow and bull, they were standing. They are receiving even though they are getting the beating by not only small stick. With what he is beating? Club, Radha. Just imagine. And still they are standing. And it's described in this earlier verses how they were bearing this beating of this low class Sudra, or the person who appeared into the form, dress himself like a king. It was when he was beating the bull, it says the bull was trembling and urinating and standing on one leg. This was how bull was receiving the beating. He was trembling, he was urinating and standing on one leg. Such kind of bull this person was beating with a club. Whereas how the cow was receiving this beating, it says the cow was shedding continuous tears and she was appearing distressed and weak and hankering for a grass. This was a cow situation. During such situation time, the person is continuously beating both cow and bull. And when Maharaj Parikshit saw this, he spoke to that Sudra, voice sounding like a thunder. It's not simple way. He spoke with a voice sounding like a thunder. And Maharaj Parikshit said to that low class Sudra, "Who are you? You appear to be very strong, yet you dare killing within my protection those who are helpless. How can you dare to kill a people though in my protection, those who are helpless?" Second thing, Maharaj Parikshit said, by your dress, you pose yourself to be godly man or a Satriya. But by your deeds, you are opposing the principles of Dharma. This is the second thing. By your dress, you are appearing like a king. But by your deeds, you are opposing the principles of Dharma. Third, he says, "O road, do you dare beat innocent cow because Krishna and Arjuna are out of sight?" Because now Krishna and Arjuna is not there, that's why you dare to kill this innocent cows and bull? Since you are beating this innocent cow and bull, and it interestingly described in Bhagavatam, this Kali was beating this cow and bull not in a city of Hastinapura, in a secluded place. If he is beating in a city of Hastinapura, somebody will come and protect, right? He was beating them where? In a secluded place. So Maharaj Parikshit says, since you are beating the innocent in a secluded place, you are considered culprit. You are considered a culprit. And therefore, the Maharaj Parikshit used the decision of punishment. That's what it says. Punishment and reward of Kali. So first part of the punishment, what Maharaj Parikshit has rewarded or given punishment to Kali. He says, hence you are considered as a culprit Therefore, you deserve to be killed. This is the punishment given by Maharaj Parikshit to Trali. And when Trali heard this punishment, what was his reaction? What was his response? Trali also began to tremble in fear. And immediately he abandoned the dress of a king. He started removing all the jewelries and all the dress which made him to appear like a king. He was trembling with the fear and immediately start abandoning the dress of a king. And he was fully under pressure of fear. And he completely surrendered to Maharaj Parikshit with folded hand, bow down. This was the Trali's response when Maharaj Parikshit told, you deserve to be killed. And Trali immediately started out of fear, trembling, remove the dress, abandon all the kingly dress, folded hand, and surrender to Maharaj Parikshit. By seeing the Trali's behavior of removing dress and surrendering, Maharaj Parikshit smiled. He has smiled compassionately upon the Trali. And Maharaj Parikshit said, I have inherited the fame of Arjuna because he was a grandson of Arjuna. Arjuna's son was Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu's son is Parikshit Maharaj. So Parikshit Maharaj says, since I have inherited the fame of Arjuna, therefore, since you have surrendered yourself with folded hands, you no need to fear. So, you no need to fear of your life, but you cannot remain in my kingdom. So, this is the duty of a children to follow the footsteps of their parents. How Arjuna was a compassionate upon those who surrender. So Parikshit Maharaj says, I am the inheritor of the Arjuna, inherited the fame of Arjuna. So I also should behave on the footstep of Arjuna. So since you have surrendered, you no need to fear now. But you cannot remain in my kingdom. For you, because you are the friend of irreligion. Why he cannot stay in the kingdom of Parikshit Maharaj? Because he is the friend of irreligion. Parikshit Maharaj's duty is to establish the dharma, religion. So those who are not following dharma, they cannot stay in the kingdom of Parikshit Maharaj. After hearing this, Trali spoke to Parikshit Maharaj. And what Trali spoke to Parikshit Maharaj is today's verse. Trali says to Parikshit Maharaj, Tralir uvacha yatra tva vatha vatsyami. Yatra tva means, oh my Lord, wherever, anywhere and everywhere, wherever I stay, vatsyami, wherever I, yatra tva vatha vatsyami, wherever I stay, Sarvabhauma Tavadnaya. You are the Lord of everything, entire earth. But you are saying me, you go away of my kingdom. But you are the king of entire earth, where I will go. So Sarvabhauma Tavadnaya. Entire Sarvabhauma Prabhupada translate as O Lord of the or Emperor of the earth. So everywhere is your order is followed. So where I will go? Latse tatra tatrapi. And wherever I see yourself only. Latsaye means wherever I see. Tatra tatrapi. Anywhere and everywhere. I see you only. And how he is seeing the Parikshit Maharaj? He says, Latsaye tatra tatrapi tvam. Tvam means Parikshit Maharaj. Atesu sarasanam. Wherever I see, let's say tatra tatrapi, wherever, anywhere I see you with your holding bow and arrow and ready to kill me. So this is Tully's observation in the kingdom of Parikshit Maharaj. That's what today's verse. It's Tully says, "O your majesty, though I may live anywhere and everywhere under your order, I shall but see you with bow and arrows wherever I look." Now, here we see Tully is addressing the Parikshit Maharaj, Sarvabhauma. You are the emperor of the entire earth. 5,000 years before, entire earth was ruled by one king, the king of Hastinapura, that is Parikshit Maharaj. He was ruling the entire earth, sitting in one place, right? And that's why the king of Hastinapura, we read in Srimad Bhagavatam, described like a Saptadvipepati or Chatravati Saptadvipe. In a previous verses, it described Parikshit Maharaj as a Saptadvipapati. He is the king of Saptadvipa, 7 islands, right? So he was such a powerful king that by sitting in Hastinapura, he used to rule the entire earth. Now, this is Saptadvipa. It's not that recently the explorer has found out. 5,000 years before also, this Saptadvipa was there. But what happened over the period of the time, the land was covered and it became inaccessible for the people. So later, this explorer, they went around and they found that land and they given the name, this is America. But actually it was there. It is explained in our Srimad Bhagavatam that Saptadvipa, this 7 island, or it was already there, and it was entire was ruled by one king sitting in a Hastinapur. Now, how is it possible that one person can rule everything? Parikshit Maharaj was able to rule entire earth because he was a pure devotee of the Lord. And he was a true Satriya. He was a pure devotee of the Lord and he was a true Satriya. That's why Parikshit Maharaj is called as a Raja Rishi. He is a Raja, he is a Satriya, he is a king, but he is a Rishi. Raja Rishi means saintly king. Parikshit Maharaj, because of this, his qualification, he was able to rule the entire earth. And how he was ruling entire earth, it described by the Kali, just by holding bow and arrow. What Kali's observation is, wherever I see, latsaya tatra tatrapi, wherever I see, tvam, you are only visible. And how? Holding bow and arrow. How is it possible by holding bow and arrows you can control the entire earth? Nowadays there are so many defense systems are there. Drones, nuclear weapon, so many modern technologies. Still nobody can control even one country. So much fights are happening, right? Everybody wants to become Sarvabhauma, controller of the entire earth. With so much modern technology, modern gadgets, but still nobody could able to control nuclear weapon, right? But Maharaj Parikshit, with holding bow and arrow, was controlling entire earth. Because Maharaj Parikshit was knowing the subtle science of sound. He knows subtle science of sound. by chanting a mantra, he can invoke such a power into that arrow that it will act as per his desire. Right? So he was knowing the subtle science of sound, which unfortunately no modern military person knows. They are only taught gross science. They will be given the gun. Gross object has to be given to them. Then only they can defend themselves and defend their country or protect their country. If that gross object has not given, the training of how to use the gross object has not given, they cannot protect themselves, neither their country or countrymen. Hence, they do not control or they cannot become the Sarvabhauma. Whereas Parikshit Maharaj sitting in Hastinapur, controlling the entire earth, because he was knowing the subtle science of sound. Hence, we should know that earlier days, say 5,000 years before, it's not that people were not educated. They were much, much, much highly educated than us. They may not have engineering degree, they may not have a doctor or PhD degree, but they were highly sophisticated, highly educated people. They knows how I sit in one place I can control the entire earth. Say for example, we read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Sanjaya to Dhritarashtra. Now Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra, where they were sitting? They were sitting in Hastinapura. Kuruksetra war, where it is happening? In Kuruksetra. From Hastinapura, currently it's called as Delhi. From Delhi to Kuruksetra, it's minimum 3 hours journey by car. Right? Almost 150 plus kilometer. And Sanjaya is sitting in Hastinapura and he is describing what is happening 150 kilometer away to Dhritarashtra. And word to word, it's not the event happened and after 1 day, after 1 month, you are getting the report and giving. Online, live match, live report, ball to ball, word to word, right? He was giving this report to Dhritarashtra. And Prabhupada write in Bhagavad Gita that how Sanjaya could able to see. It says Sanjaya was having a subtle television in his heart. He was having a subtle television in his heart and he could see everything. What is happening? 150 kilometers away. So he was knowing the science of how to see, how to use a subtle television. If we want to see what is happening, we need a TV. If you want to watch a live cricket, we need a TV or now at least mobile. Right? Sanjay doesn't need any objects, no gross things. Sit and watch wherever he go. So he was sitting and watching and describing word to word what Krishna spoke to Arjuna and what Arjuna spoke to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So he was knowing the subtle science of how to see. Prabhupada says this Sanjaya could see because he received the blessings from his spiritual master Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva has given him this vision, this benediction, that he can see what is happening even far distance without TV, without satellite. anything. Directly it would see. So, this is the power of receiving a benediction or blessings from a spiritual master. Hence we chant that by the mercy of spiritual master, Mutham karoti vachalam pandrum landra yatem dirim. If spiritual master mercy is there, Mutham karoti vachalam, a dumb man can speak eloquently. Mutham karoti vachalam pandrum landra yatem dirim. He can cross or climb even mountain. Pandrum means lame man who cannot climb, who cannot walk. But if Guru's mercy is there, Pandrum Landra Yatem Dirim, he can climb even Mount Everest. So, this is the power of receiving the blessings of a bona fide spiritual master. If the blessings of Guru is there, a disciple, even though materially unqualified, he may not have a degree of engineering or a doctor or anything, but he can sit and can see what is happening 150 kilometers away. That's what the Prabhupada writes in Bhagavad Gita, that by mercy of a Vyasadeva, Sanjaya could able to see what is happening in 150 kilometers away and describe live to Dhritarashtra, because he was knowing he has received the blessings of spiritual master, and by following the orders of his spiritual master, he has become so expert that he can learn this subtle science of seeing. Right? There is one more example, is Srimad Bhagavatam. We hear this Srimad Bhagavatam, it was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, and later it was again spoken by Sutta Goswami to the sages of Naimisaranya. So when Sukadeva Goswami was narrating this Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, in an audience there are so many great rishis were there, even Vyasadeva was there. In that audience, this Sutta Goswami was also present, and he also heard from Sukadeva Goswami. And hence all these sages of Naimisaranya, those who has assembled in the forest of Naimisaranya, and they were performing thousands a year sacrifice for well-being of the entire planet. At that time, Sutta Goswami rose and they asked the question. So, still this Naimisaranya place is existing. It's near Lucknow. 2 hours travel from Lucknow to Naimisaranya. During that time, it was full of trees. It was a forest. And there is a place called in Naimisaranya, Sutta Raddi. If some of you are gone, you can see that place, Sutta Raddi. That is a place where Sutta Goswami sat and recited Srimad Bhagavatam. Raddi means his asana, the place where he has sat and spoken. Sutta Raddi, that is a place where Sutta Goswami narrated the Srimad Bhagavatam. And when he was speaking this Srimad Bhagavatam, it says there are more than 60,000 sages were assembled. More than 60,000 sages were assembled. And actually that spot where he was speaking, it was a small hill. It's around say 50, 70 steps you have to climb. That is a Sutta Raddi. So that height he was sitting. And he was speaking. 60,000 sages were hearing. And where it was? In the forest. There are so many animals are there. It was not like this lecture hall. It was a forest. Sutta Goswami is speaking and more than 60,000 people are hearing. And most interestingly is, When he was speaking, there was no microphone. There was no speakers, no audio system. But everybody could hear. You just imagine 60,000 people sit. How much, what do you say, the person who is sitting last, how far he must be? At least 1-2 kilometers area. Right, in a forest, because in between there is trees also are there. It's not open treated stadium. So many things are there in between. Trees are there, animals are there, caves are there, maybe river will be there. So many things are there in between. Distraction. But everybody is sitting and able to hear what Sutru Swami speaks. How they are able to hear? If I remove this mic, the last person cannot hear my voice. That is my limitation. And the person also is limitation. Right? Whereas when Sutru Swami was speaking, 60,000 sages could able to hear every word what he spoke. As Sanjaya could able to see and recite what Krishna and Arjuna speaking to Arjuna by sitting 150 kilometers away. Because he knows the subtle science of seeing. He had a subtle television. Right? The same way, all the sages could able to hear what Sutru Swami is speaking, because they were expert in, they knows the subtle science of hearing. Their ears were equivalent to loudspeaker. They doesn't need a speaker microphone to hear. And they were also blessed by Sutru Swami that they could able to hear what he is speaking. So for us in modern days, they are inconceivable that how a person can hear at a far distance without audio system. How a person can able to see in a far distance what is happening without television. No, because they were knowing the subtle science, subtle technology. Because of that, they could able to do that. Hence, we should firmly believe and convince the people, those who are 5,000 years before, they are much advanced than all of us. We generally say this is a modern age. This is not modern age. That is the modern and most advanced age. Most advanced age. Current is not a modern and advanced age. It's only in a name. It's not in reality. Now it's most, as Prabhupada and Shastra explain, current age is a most degraded age. It's not a advanced age. It's a most degraded age. That's why it's called as a Kali Yuga. Where in this verse, Prabhupada writes in a purport, what is the Kali Yuga means? Kali Yuga means, Kali meant for mischief. Kali Yuga means mischief. Everywhere you will see mischief. Mischief in translation like a dosa. Everywhere you will see dosa. And Maharaj Parikshit, Kali means mischief, and Maharaj Parikshit was meant for subduing all kinds of mischief mongers, especially personality of Kali. So, Shastra explains this Kali Yuga as a Kale Dosa Nidhi. Kali Yuga is full of Dosa Nidhi. Dosa Nidhi means it's full of faults. Everywhere you can find faults. You can find in people, you can find in situation, you can find even in temple. Oh, this is not good, this is not good. Here you find in dosa in devotees. So everywhere you can find dosa. Kali Yuga is full of dosa. It says dosa nidhi. Nidhi means treasure. Kali Yuga is a treasure of what? Dosa. It's not a treasure of technology. It's a treasure of dosa. Anywhere you did, you will get dosa. Anywhere you look around, you will see dosa. That's why Kali is saying, wherever I see, I will see only Parikshit Maharaj during that time. But now wherever we see, only Kali. Right? Trale dosa. Trale dosa nide rajan. But there is one good quality. O king, Traliyuga is a treasure of dosa, treasure of fault, but etro astin mahan runa. But there is one good quality, not only good quality, mahan runa, great quality. What is the great quality in this Traliyuga? Trale dosa nide rajan, etro astin mahan runa, kirtana deva krishnasya. The mahan runa is kirtanad eva krishnasya, the chanting the holy name of Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. By chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, etro astin mahan runa, this is the mahan runa of this Traliyuga, kirtanadeva krishnasya. By chanting these holy names, what happens? Kirtanadeva krishnasya mutta sandra param rajet. One can cure or one can become free from all the influence of this Traliyuga. This is the power of holy name. And we are all so fortunate, even though we have in Traliyuga, where there is only taught us about the gross matter, gross technology, but we have, our fortune is, we have come in touch with Sri Krishna's pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. Who knows the science of sound? Nobody knows science of subtle sound. He not only knows science of subtle sound, he knows the science of spiritual sound. By being come in touch with him, he has taught us how to chant this spiritual sound. And spiritual sound, what Prabhupada has taught us? That is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He is the biggest teacher in our life. He has given us this subtle spiritual sound. By chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can win over, or we can be free from all the influence of this Traliyuga. Such a powerful things he has given. And how to chant, that also instruction also he has given. There is no rocket science, even child can learn. Current gross science, we cannot learn everything. It's not for everyone. Some person is expert only in engineering field. He don't know what is medical science. He can't understand. But this sound, technology of spiritual sound, it's so easy and nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada to every one of us, is how to use this technology or how to become expert in chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. He said, just chant and hear the very same sound. This is the only rule, or this is the only qualification we have to achieve in our life to become expert in chanting this holy name or in our life. So it's very, very simple. Even child, anyone can do. It's chant and hear. That's why Madhu Pandit Prabhu says, this is a golden commandment. You don't need to study a lot of books. No many scriptures, understanding, remembering. No. That's what we have discussed. Mutham karoti vachalam pandrum landrayatem girim yat tripatamham vande Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. Srila Prabhupada's mercy is available to all of us. He has given in the form of holy name. And he has taught us how to chant this mantra in a very, very simple way. If we do that, we can also speak eloquently, even though we are a dumb. You can speak eloquently. Even though we are lame, we can climb the mountain. So, the spiritual technology which Prabhupada has taught us is chanting the holy name. And power of chanting is depend on our hearing. Recently I was hearing one snippet of Madhu Pandit Prabhu on Soulful Japa. Prabhu nicely explained. It's Prabhupada says, Shastra says, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, one can achieve all perfection in life. Not only one thing, two things. We can achieve all the perfection, all the siddhis, what Sanjaya achieved, what sages of Naimisaranya has achieved, all the siddhis we also can achieve. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Then we think, how it is possible? How it is possible all the siddhis I can receive? Prabhu nicely explained with the example. He said, as if you want to eat, you take a food and put in your mouth. That much only you have to do. You should know where to put the food. Nothing more you need to know. Right? You should know where to put the food. You take the food, put in your mouth. After that, everything will happen. Rest, everything will be taken care by the body. Right? It will rose to the stomach. It will digest and convert into energy. You will feel the energized. Your body will grow. Rest of everything will happen. Your bones will grow. Blood will form. Wherever, if there are somewhere diseases are there, antibodies will form. Fight it. Everything will work out. Only thing you should know when you eat food, where to put. There are 5 holes in this body. You cannot put this. If you put here, nothing will happen. No change will happen. You put here, nothing. Right? You have to put it at the right place. That is in your mouth. This is the point where it goes in your body and your body will nourish and you will feel energized. In the same way, if we want to feed our soul, then there is only one spiritual mouth. Only one spiritual mouth. What is that spiritual mouth? Or if you want to chant and hear, what is the mouth? Prabhu said, the spiritual mouth is your attention. The spiritual mouth is our attention. Attention through which you can put food into the soul. This is the only way. There is no other way. Your food or sound of holy name can touch to the soul. It can only reach to our Atma by attention. So when we chant Hare Krishna mantra, we have to chant attentively. When you chant with attention, the Harinam will go to our soul, and the soul also, we have to do this much only. Rest, everything will be taken care. Nothing to worry. Rest, everything will be taken care. You will feel Atma Bala, you will feel Atma Santi, you will spiritually grow. Everything will happen. Only we have to do is chant Hare Krishna mantra with attention. That much only you do. Rest, everything will be taken care by holy name. And second thing, in this verse we learn, Maharaj Parikshit was so powerful that he was ruling the entire earth because he was obedient to the order of Krishna. By following orders of Krishna, he became so powerful that people also started following his order. And hence his kingdom was fully Krishna conscious. But nowadays, and that was our Sanatan culture. Sanatan Dharma means everybody follows the order of Krishna. Now, after Maharaj Parikshit went away, slowly the kings has become weaker and weaker in following dharmas. Hence, kings become the disobedient or weaker in following the orders of the Krishna. Thus, citizen also become the weaker. And king will say, you do one. King will say A. But citizen wants to do B. Some citizen wants to do C. Some citizens want to do Z. Hence, what happened? This all ran together. All A ran together. All B ran together. All Z ran together. And revolted against the king. And asked him or demanded, we want separate kingdom. We want separate state. Hence, we have currently 150 plus country. Why it became 150 country? Because everybody started disobeying the order of Lord, from king to the citizen. Hence, there is a 150 plus countries nowadays. And still there are people wants to become Sarvabhauma. Right? Still there is a Russia-Ukraine war is going on. Yesterday I read seen the news. Israel with something. There also started. So everybody wants to become Sarvabhauma. What's Kali is telling to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was Sarvabhauma. Everybody wants to become Sarvabhauma without Krishna. Not possible. Only by being obedient to the order of Krishna and his pure devotees, one can conquer the effects of the Kali. And one small incident I would like to share with all of you, that the power of following the pure devotees, obediently following. We may not be expert in doing the things, but if we follow the power of pure devotees, even lamp man can climb the mountain, dumb man can speak eloquently. It says, one should take the words of spiritual master as a life and soul. One should take the words of a spiritual master as a life and soul. Srila Prabhupada said, chant and hear Hare Krishna Mahamantra attentively. We should take this as a life and soul. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada also says, in Bhagavad Gita everything is there. We no need to read out search out anything apart from Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, everything is there. All material knowledge, all spiritual knowledge, everything is there. Krishna says, Arjuna, I am going to give you knowledge of both nominal world and phenomenal knowledge. Spiritual and material, both knowledge I am going to give you in 7.2 verse. By knowing which, there is further nothing to be known. If you know this, there is nothing further to be known. So Krishna has given everything in the Gita. So once, this is described by Satyador Chandra Prabhu, one instance to us in an ashram, in one Bhakta class many years before. Nicely it was. So I want to just share with all of you. This is in 2013-14. So like say 10 years, 8-9 years before. There was in India, there was a movement of anti-corruption. Anna Hazare and all, you may be knowing that. 8-9 years before. And it was speaking of that moment was so widely and around the country people were talking about corruption, how to stop corruption like that. So one day, Prabhu was there that time in Hyderabad. One day, morning, 7 o'clock, one local Telugu channel, news channel, has landed up in our temple. And they met Prabhu and said, Swamiji, we are having 7:30 a live debate on how to stop corruption or anti-corruption. So we want you also to be part of this debate. We have a people from different backgrounds. So there is some politician is there, some social worker is there. So we have in a debate 5 peoples. So 4 are different like politician, social worker, like that. And you are the 5th one. You have to speak from the religious point of view. How to stop corruption. So Prabhu said, okay. They have set up everything in Prabhu's office. And the show began at 7:30. And the rule was made that every speaker will be given 5 minutes time to talk about what is corruption and how to stop corruption. And everybody has to speak 5 minutes, nobody should disturb in between. And after 25 minutes, there will be debate among yourself. So this was a rule set up. And enter came online, all 5 members are joined online and debate started. The first person spoke from the politics, second social, some environmentalist, and like that everybody 5 minutes taught. And the final turn was Prabhu. So he was given the last turn. And the question was same for everyone. What is corruption? How to stop corruption? Enter was asked him. When this question came to Satyadhara Chandra Prabhu, Enter has twisted the question. He asked to Prabhu that according to Bhagavad Gita, what is corruption? So before this time, Prabhu was prepared with, I will speak from the Shastra and like that. He has very pinpoint. According to Bhagavad Gita, what is corruption and how to stop it. So, Prabhu was thinking, I have read Bhagavad Gita many times, but there is no word corruption in the Bhagavad Gita. Neither Krishna has used, nor Arjuna has used, nor Sanjaya has used, nor Dhritarashtra has used, nor Srila Prabhupada has used. You draw in the folio, there is no corruption word in this. And the enter is asking, according to Bhagavad Gita, what is corruption? But Krishna se bhaje se bado chatur. One who worships Krishna through his bona fide pure devotees, he is a very intelligent man. One who has the mercy of Guru, he can climb the mountain, he can speak eloquently even though he is a dumb. So, Prabhu he said, when this question came to me, I just prayed to Srila Prabhupada, now you should answer. I don't know where it is. So whenever difficulties comes in the life of a devotee, they surrenders to Guru and Krishna. So an immediately answer came to Prabhu's mind, and wonderful answer he has given. He said, according to Bhagavad Gita, according to Bhagavad Gita, corruption means to think that I am this body. According to Bhagavad Gita, what is the corruption? To think that I am this body. And how to stop corruption? One should think, I am this eternal servant of Krishna. This is the way you can stop the corruption. Unless and until this is propagated throughout the world and educate people on this science that we are not this body, we are the eternal servant of Krishna, you cannot eradicate corruption from this world. And the method of the debate was after the last person speak, the other people should take up the point and discuss and debate. But when Prabhu spoke like this, nobody has any point to argue. And he spoke for a balanced 35 minutes. About what is Bhagavad Gita and about the holy name. So, the conclusion of this is the point I would like to make was, we are very fortunate that we have come in touch with a pure devotee, Srila Prabhupada. He has given a spiritual technology, spiritual sound, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and he has taught us how to become expert in this technology is just by chant and hear, nothing to do more. Balance, everything will happen. And under order of Srila Prabhupada, we surrender to him, Srila Prabhupada, and follow his instruction. We can also, as told, Mutham Taroti Vachalam, Pandrum Landra Yatem Dirim, Yat Tripataham Vande, Shri Gurun Dinatarinam. With this, I will close it. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hri Bol.